So I'm going to go through and play the Quintet Trilogy on Super Nintendo. That's the Soul Blazer, Illusion of Gaia, and Terranigma trilogy. They're not directly tied to one another, but there are some shared pieces of storyline between the three of them. For example, there's a dog named Turbo that shows up in all three. The goal of each of the games is to basically fight back against this evil force that has taken over as a result of civilization's adoption of technology and dependence on it. The world is destroyed. You're sent down from the heavens to kind of resurrect the world and make them understand where they went wrong so that it doesn't happen again. Soul Blazer is the first one that was released. This was I think the second game that Quintet released on the Super Nintendo. The first, of course, is ActRaiser, and you'll see in this game that there's actually a lot of assets that are sort of copied over from ActRaiser. The life bar is the same, the font's the same, a lot of the sound effects are the same. So they kind of quickly put together an action RPG, and it actually came out quite well. There's a lot of A Link to the Past sort of action RPG elements in it, and there's actually some replaying going on of specific dungeons where there are certain enemies you can't kill until you get to a certain point later on in the game. You have to come back and fight back through those dungeons in order to free everybody or get specific items. So let me pull this first game up here. Oh, and I've also got the physical copies of each of these. So this is the box for Soul Blazer. I don't know what this goes for now. Got this a while ago, probably 7, 8 years ago now. This came with an instruction booklet and I believe a map, which I'm also using as the background for this stream. Nope, looks like a poster. So we got a Soul Blazer poster. On the other side we actually have a map that shows you the different areas and what items you can get from each of them. What else we have on here? Oh, the obligatory subscribe to Nintendo Power flyer. Looks like a comment card is in there as well. Okay, so let's fire the game up here. Of the three of these games, this one I've actually played far more often. Okay, first thing we do is grab the sword. You gotta go in and equip it. So you got 4 main areas of items that you can use. You get a weapon, armor, magic. Each of those there's 8 of in the game. And then you have a separate item screen where you can equip one item at a time. And some of the items are passive, some of them are active. So he's got 2 main attacks here. One is to swing the sword, the other is to hold it out. And these enemies, when you kill them, they release these gems that you can pull in by holding the sword out. Once you kill all the monsters in the lair, it converts to this sort of pressure plate that you step on. And that usually releases the soul that's been captured. So the gems we get are what we use to cast these magic spells that this guy is going to allow us to do. So now I have this blue orb sort of floating around me. That's the soul of that wizard. And now with that, let's see what's next. So now I can cast the fireball spell. So with the swords, if you can catch the enemy so that they're to the right of the end of the swing, you'll see that it actually does 2 hits instead of 1. So with a lot of these, there's a set area that you can sort of park yourself and kill the enemies faster. So this is the first actual soul that we're releasing. It's not required that you release every soul in each, they're not quite dungeons, but each major area. But with each soul you release, you tend to have some sort of advantage. They either have an item that they give you, or it creates a store that you can go visit regularly. These plant things, this is sort of the first variation of them. Later on you have a version that spits out tendrils at you. You get enemies like that also that aren't from a monster lair, so they don't actually release a soul when you kill them. And they'll respawn when you leave the area. So in the US version of this game, the one that we're playing here, the main force of good that you're working for is called the Master, and the enemy you're fighting, the main enemy, is named Death Toll. In Japan, the game is actually called Soul Blader instead of Soul Blazer, and the force of good was Gaia, and the force of evil was Dark Gaia. Why they renamed it for the US market, I don't know. It's not like there was some heavy religious significance to those names that they had to remove. And later on, they get the illusion of Gaia. I mean, it's right in the name. So you have Gaia, the force that you're fighting alongside, as Will, an average human that has some extraordinary powers. And in that, you fight Dark Gaia at the end. So that would be a change to the name. So we're fighting through this game, releasing all these souls that were captured by Death Toll in some sort of agreement with the king of this area, named King Grid. Something happened where one of his inventors created a way to open this portal to where Death Toll resided, and he makes a deal where he gets one gold piece for every soul that Death Toll is able to capture. Death Toll, of course, goes completely bonkers and collects every soul, including the king's. And that's when Gaia, or the Master in this case, sends you down in human form to resurrect all these souls. Yeah, the music in this one, I think, is pretty good. Like Dr. Leo's Laboratory, especially, is really good music. A lot of people that are fans of the Quintet games from Super Nintendo think that this is really the weakest one of all of them as far as the music goes. And it may be, but that doesn't mean it's bad music. So we have 6 players remaining in this area. Alright, so the Dream Rod you actually use a few times throughout the game. I think it's only necessary to advance the game once. In a little while we'll release a soul of a sleeping girl, which is actually a main part of the plot. So I'm not trying to dodge enemies as much as I normally would in this dungeon because everything only reduces your health by 1 hit point, and when you clear out one of these dungeons and resurrect a soul, you get 1 hit point back. So as long as I only lose 1 hit point from each one, then I'm doing fine. And there's no boss at the end of this one. The way each major area of the game is set up, you have these 2 sorts of dungeons where the first one you go through, clear out, and that releases a soul that allows you access to the second dungeon, which ends up having a boss at the end. And there's a couple of levels where there's more than 2 of these dungeon areas. The Undercity section, for example, has 4, I believe. 4.5. So there's a very small one that initially resurrects a mermaid statue. So here's the first instance of backtracking. Thankfully they've provided us with a bridge, although the conveyor belt goes in the opposite direction. But that'll get us back to where we were quicker when we return. This music, you'll see later on, changes once you've cleared out the boss for the area. Good job, buddy. So this is the store for this area. This woman you can talk to and get goat food, I believe. I don't know, you get medical herbs from her. The boy that you release later on gives you goat food. So now we can go back over to that elevator. It doesn't exactly look like an elevator thanks to the 2-dimensional layout. But this is supposed to be a raised platform. Hey, how's it going? Okay, so I've got all the monster layers cleared out in this first part. This one you can't clear them all out by just traveling through. This is where we need to return to the village and use the dream. Now there's some spots like this where you're fighting enemies from multiple monster layers. You want to make sure that you clear out both of them before you step on one of these, because it will reset the number of enemies that you gotta fight. So this is the woman we gotta go back and use the dream rod on. And then in her dream, you're transported to an area of this section where you can step on these pressure plates and open up. That way you can see I believe the first bit of armor that you can. Or maybe no, it's the paintbrush. Yeah, this game, if you just try and fly through it, you'll get to the last boss and realize that you are not equipped to handle it. You probably can make it through if you're really good at gauging when the attacks are going to come in. But for the most part, you don't have enough hit points to make it through that. So there is some grinding that you end up doing at the end to make it easier. But the grinding goes pretty quick because you get a severely overpowered weapon, and you can get an item that gives you unlimited uses of it. I think once I get down to 2 layers left, that's when I can leave and go use the dream rod. The tulips in this area are like those plastic flowers that used to get in the 80s that dance around or whatever music you had playing. There's one in Chibi Robo for the GameCube. Freaky Phil, I think his name is. Funky Phil. Something like that. Dances around to some crazy music. Wow. There we go. That'll go rude. So I think this is as far as you go in this area. It says there's 3 left. Must have been one in the middle of one of these sections. Oh, so there's... Okay, so that must be the area that you gotta wake him up. Alright, so I'm going to go back to this blue gem, because it allows you to go straight back to the village. And that message is actually meant for the next dungeon, not for this one. You'll notice as we get through this game that they go back and forth on their spelling of the word all right. Starts out with 2 L's, and now it's 1 L, and now it's back to 2. Okay, so we're going to use the dream rod here. And then she's like, what the hell are you doing in my house? I gotta go grab another medical board. Go back in, grab the paintbrush. So now this is open. So I'm going to spend a couple that I missed to go back through from the start of this. So I'm not missing anything there. Must be this way. Yeah. Now, when you level up in this game, the only thing that does is provide you with more hit points. And it'll refill your hit points to maximum. To up your attack power or your defense power, you've got to find a new sword or a new suit of armor. The swords have a minimum level that you need to achieve in order to swing them. However, you can equip them and hold them out like this, and that will actually serve to attack with that same attack power. So if you get a sword early on, if you're able to dodge quick enough, you can actually use it before you're supposed to. Alright, so we're going to go into the second dungeon of this campaign. Actually, first I'm going to restore my hit points. It's food. And now the goat runs off to the store for more goat food. Okay. I think the armor is inside this next area. Got some odd time signature music in this area. Pretty uncommon for early video games. that eventually leads to this little boys club where you've got to get a pass in order to be allowed in. You end up finding it underneath a potted toilet. So this is the first enemy that you can't defeat with the sword. This is what the spirit in that blue gem was talking about. We're going to come back to this area much later in the game. We're going to kill these and grab some items and release the rest of the souls for this area. So that's a sleeping tulip that you end up using the dream right on. I think that's the one that you find out can be moved and you can pass underneath it. This is the tedious part. Get in there. Wonderful. Okay, so now I think that gives us everything we need to get on. I'm going to clear these out first. Jeez. That opens the door to the boss. So I go out here and grab the armor. So the boss in this level shows up in Illusion of Gaia as a secret boss, and actually makes reference to having fought the Blazer previously. So that link between Soul Blazer and Illusion of Gaia proves that this comes before it in timeline. Now I gotta go through that all again. Alright, so we'll go back and push that table to find the treasure that Boy was talking about. Alright, so this will let us in to this cave. So the strange bottle, when you have it equipped and you die, it retains your gems. Normally when you die, you lose all your gems. So if you've run out of medical herbs, you know you're likely to get destroyed. That will save you from having to build up your gems. So I'm going to go back into that dungeon through the portal back in the Master's Chamber. We'll fight the boss for this area. Alright, so what I normally do is get this guy to come over here as soon as he starts attacking. Normally, sneak your way out of here. Get a couple hits in. Get back over. Now, if you end up getting onto the platform on its own, he becomes invincible. He changes color and just starts swiping. So you gotta make sure that still, yeah, like that. You keep part of your sprite on this platform. And this is how they used to make long boss battles. don't remember the name of this enemy, but there's a website that has a listing of all the enemies from all three of these games. Terra Earth. I think it's terraearth.org. At that boss battle. Yeah, if you don't know the strategy to it, it may seem to be unbeatable. Because if you go up the platform too soon, he starts shooting at you diagonally, and then once you get on his platform, you can't actually hurt him. That's where Nintendo Power always came in handy. Okay, so you beat the boss in each level, and talk to the person that gets released as a result. And they give you a stone. So this guy gives you a brown stone. With those stones, you're able to open the way to Death Toll's domain. But that in itself doesn't give you the ability to go in and fight the last boss. You then have to backtrack and locate 3 items that give you this ultimate power, this Phoenix magic. This is spoken in the voice that they use in Eurogenius as the voice of God, if you guys remember that. Okay, so now we go back, talk to the master. The next area gets unlocked. So the next area is Greenwood. This is an area that was created by Turbo the dog. It's sort of a sanctuary for all the animals of the world. So Turbo is the only link to all 3 of the games in the Quintet Trilogy. There's links between 2 games, but the only one between all 3 is the dog. These are a pain in the butt because they move randomly. So sometimes they'll pop out and be in just the right spot. Okay, so these, for example, are else because when they shoot that 10-yard, they're invincible. So you tend to get in a situation where you just have to be injured. The idea here is that you would use magic, but it's so time-consuming. This is a Selma High boss in the woods. This is Is that the one with the midway checkpoints? Didn't know if that update came out. Alright, so this should open up. I guess not. I thought that tile would take me back to the Masters area. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to release the last two in this area, and that's all the time we got for tonight. So, takes us back. Alright, so that's all the time I got for tonight. I'm going to plan on playing through this at least once a week. This game will go a lot quicker than the other two. Illusion of Gaia is a much larger game than this, and Terranigma is even larger. I think the last time I played through Terranigma, it probably took close to 30 hours, and that's knowing where to go and what to do. So this one I think takes 6 to 8 hours. Depends on how leveled up you want to get your character before you go in and fight the final boss. So hopefully I'll be streaming this next week, and I'll have recordings of these up at some point soon that I'll link to in the forum. So thanks guys for stopping out and watching it live.